What if I told you that most of your worries are completely useless? That they don't just waste your time, but actually rob you of your happiness, your health, and even your success? You're not alone. Most people spend their lives stuck in a loop of overthinking, stressing over things that will never happen. But what if you could break free? Today, we'll uncover the timeless wisdom of Dale Carnegie's How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, a book that has helped millions take control of their minds and truly start living. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have practical, battle-tested strategies to eliminate worry for good. But before we dive into the solutions, let's start with an important question. What's the worst that could happen? Most of our worries come from fear of the unknown. When something uncertain happens, whether it's a big decision, a career change, or even just an unexpected challenge, our brain spirals into panic mode. It starts treating minor problems like life or death situations. But here's the trick. If you define the worst possible outcome, the fear loses its grip. Think about public speaking. Many people fear standing in front of an audience, worried they'll forget their words, embarrass themselves, or be judged. But let's define the worst-case scenario. What's the absolute worst that could happen? Maybe you mess up, maybe someone laughs, but will it ruin your life? Not at all. Once you see how ridiculous most fears are, they lose their power. Even in business, this technique is life-changing. Imagine starting a new business. Your brain tells you, what if I fail? But when you break it down, the worst-case scenario is usually something manageable. Maybe you lose some money, maybe you try again, but you won't end up homeless or ruined forever. When you define the worst, you take back control. One powerful story that proves this point comes from Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor who endured unimaginable suffering. He realized that the one thing no one could take from him was his mindset. He accepted the worst, the possibility of death, but in doing so, he freed himself from fear. If he could do that in a concentration camp, imagine what you can overcome in your daily life. Dale Carnegie tells a story about a soldier in World War II who was trapped in a sinking submarine. As the water started rising and the oxygen ran out, he had one terrifying realization: he was going to die. But instead of panicking, he made a promise. If he survived, he would never waste another second of his life worrying about trivial things. Against all odds, he lived. And from that moment on, he never allowed himself to be consumed by fear again. People can put their worries into perspective by considering the fact that people are having their heads chopped off every day, and the only reason it's not them is because of the place they were born, which can help them appreciate the value of their life. Think about that for a moment. Most of what we worry about is insignificant in the grand scheme of things. A delayed flight, a rude comment, an unexpected bill. None of these compare to life or death situations. And yet, we let them steal our peace. If you knew you had only a few months left to live, would you spend them stressing over minor inconveniences? Probably not. A powerful exercise to help put worries in perspective is gratitude. Every morning, remind yourself, right now, somewhere in the world, someone is fighting for their life. And I have today. I have a chance to live, to love, to grow. This mindset shift changes everything. There's a reason why some of the happiest people on earth aren't those with the most luxury, but those with the most purpose. Worry creeps in when the mind is idle. Carnegie argues that the best way to eliminate worry isn't by suppressing it, but by replacing it with meaningful activity. Have you ever noticed that when you're deeply focused on something, whether it's a sport, an art project, or an engaging conversation, you don't have time to worry? Your brain is completely absorbed. This isn't a coincidence, it's science. Studies show that when we're busy with something engaging, the brain has less capacity for negative thoughts. The key is to fill your life with meaningful activities, read books that expand your mind, exercise to release stress, learn new skills that challenge you. The more you fill your time with purpose, the less room worry has to take over. Here's a perspective shift that will blow your mind. Imagine someone offered you $1 billion, but in exchange, you'd lose your ability to walk. Would you take it? What if they offered you $10 billion, but you'd never see your loved ones again? The truth is, you already have something more valuable than any amount of money: your health, your relationships, your freedom. Yet most people spend their lives worrying about financial struggles, completely ignoring the fact that they are already richer than they realize. Carnegie's advice is simple. Instead of stressing over small financial worries, appreciate the immense wealth you already have. Worrying about money while ignoring your health is like owning a mansion and a private jet, but refusing to use them because you're stressed about a car payment. It doesn't make sense. Once you recognize this, you'll start living with a deeper appreciation for what you already have. So let's bring it all together. Worrying is a habit, a destructive one that steals your time, your joy, and your health. But you have the power to break free. Define the worst-case scenario, put your worries into perspective, stay busy with meaningful activities, and recognize that you're already rich in ways that matter most. Carnegie's wisdom has transformed millions of lives, and it can do the same for you if you take action. Now here's your challenge. For the next 24 hours, every time you start worrying about something, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Then remind yourself how valuable your life already is. Try it, and you'll be amazed at how much lighter you feel. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And let me know in the comments, what's one thing you're choosing to stop worrying about today? Until next time, go live your life to the fullest.